doing your own deals. So how does £1 Million Homes come about? Like, where does that come into the story?
So when randomly on, it's like a Sunday, 5 a.m, like I was just thinking, I need to find new deals, find a way to find new deals. So I was looking at, obviously Rightmove and Zoopla is there, but I was looking at social media to think, is somebody going to post something? Or I was just looking anywhere, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. So then I set up, so I went on Instagram, but you know when you go on Instagram, if you look at property and you like property, then you start seeing all these American homes, all these Australian homes. Obviously it's the algorithm pushing property your way. So in the UK, there wasn't anything like that. So you might see Knight Frank or you might see Savills. They might post on properties, but it was very early days for them. But in terms of other platforms, there wasn't many or any really. So I said, okay, fine. $1 million homes in America or whatever it is, $1 million listings, £1 million homes, let's do the UK version. So I set up that Instagram. That was May 2018. And I'll go on Rightmove and I'll take some homes. I'll type in £50 million homes in Surrey, and then I'll just take the pictures. I'll post it on Instagram. At the beginning, the page was terrible. The pictures, the quality of the images were terrible. There was black spaces around everything, and I was just posting like 3 times a day, just blurry pictures. But I didn't know these areas existed, so it was like almost like research for me at the same time. So then, to be fair, I even stopped looking for the property deals as much and just started looking at these areas. And obviously, it's aspirational, but it's interesting as well to look at it.
But then so what I noticed is that you went high end straight away. Like these are high end homes, that, you know, it's £1 million homes. So my thing is like, did you always have that intention, or was the intention to? Yeah, like what was the intention?
There was no plan, no intention, no nothing.
Just wanted to put something out.
It looked nice. I said the areas looked nice,
So
and I said
genuine interest of yours.
It was just interest.
Was it for you? Like, was it maybe one day I'm gonna live in one of these areas and I want to identify what area I want to live in? I guess essentially, or was it that?
It wasn't even really that. It was people need to see this. Like it was more like, how I don't know these areas. Do people know this exists? So this even relates back to a lot of my earlier experiences where, as I said, because I felt like I wasn't as smart as other people, I'd be like, okay, once I learned this, I'm like, did everyone know? Everyone else knew this and I didn't know this. How did I not know this?
Yeah.
So then when I give information, if I learned something with my friends, I'm like, no, everyone has to know this. When I got a job at Barclays, I referred 13 people. When I got a job at Waitrose, I referred like all my friends. I'm like, everybody has to know this. So I had the same concept with £1 Million Homes. Like everybody has to know these areas exist. So then I just put it out there and I was posting, and as I said, it was growing naturally. But to be fair, I didn't really care about it that much. I was working in Barclays. I was a corporate relationship manager. I was bored out of my mind, so I was just posting taking pictures and posting every day. It was when it got to lockdown that's when I was like, you know what, I need to do something different, because you're at home, it's doom and gloom. But at the same time, people are being more entrepreneurial. You're hearing people buying this and selling for this, and people are making a lot of money. And when I spoke to one of my friends, and he saw the name £1 Million Homes with a crap logo, and the page was just not the best. He was like, look, if you fix this up, it could be something like proper. And then I thought about it, and I was looking at even like my property experience, whether it was from the transactional element. And I was thinking, you know what, actually, it could be. So I cleaned it up, changed the logo. And then I just started posting every single day, like 3 times a day. And I would get pictures from Zoopla Sold archives where it would be before images, and it would say the house was £1 million. Then I'll go on House, and it will say, it will have this, the newer pictures, but then you can see that actually the house was sold for £3 million. So I'll put the before and after pictures, then I'll put it in the description, and then I'll take the copy and then I'll post it. Sick. So I'm basically doing that 3 times a day. And it's almost like blogging and documenting whatever it is. But at that time, obviously people were interested in it. But what I found was that a lot of people were looking for these kind of homes, and they couldn't find it on Rightmove and Zoopla. The homes were going too quickly because people wanted more space. They wanted more garden space. People were living in flats. They wanted to move outside of London to bigger homes. People wanted to renovate their homes, so they were following the page for aspirational or inspiration or home renovation ideas. So I'm looking to renovate my home right now. I use £1 Million Homes as like my source of
I was going to say, I've got a question there. Like, have you noticed a trend in regards to areas and price points that sell, you know, in that luxury, you know, high-end market? Is there like certain areas you go, okay, that if you see a £1 million house in that area, it's going in a week or so.
Yeah, 100%. So most of the homes that we sold was in home counties.
Okay.
We didn't even really do that much in London, I think.
Wow.
Off the top of my head, it was more like Hertfordshire, Buckinghamshire, Surrey, and they saw the biggest change in the £1 million plus bracket. They saw the biggest change. So it was like home counties or East England, East Midlands, Wales had a massive change, for example. So London, obviously, London's been expensive, but a lot of these people realise that there's more outside of London.
Definitely.
They don't need to be in London because they're not travelling to the office 5 days a week now. They might have to come in once a week, or remote working just helped. So people were moving out and they got more space and they got more value for money. But the funny thing is as well, it kind of went against people as well, because now everybody's moving, the prices are just going crazy. So it's just more about comfort. And through £1 million homes, we had a lot of people coming to us saying, I'm a cash buyer, I've got £5 million. Help me find a home. Now, at first...
No, wait. Before you even get there.
That's a bit mad. You can't be dropping that one. Because, you can't just drop that one anyhow like that.
Before you get there, let's read it. Okay, so
bring it back.
You've gone from a page that you've just started. I've seen it today. It's at 183K followers. 1,000. That's 180K. So, yeah, cool. How did you go? Where was the turning point? So where you realized, hey, I can really do something with this, make money from this.
May 2020, I was on 3,000 followers.
Okay.
And from when I started posting the more, I would say, blog type posts before and after, etc., we were growing about 3,000-4,000 followers a week.
Wow.
So at that point, obviously, you're getting a lot of people reposting and likes and comments and DMs and things like that, and you don't really take it too serious because the idea is that it's social media, so people are not going to come through social media to buy a £1 million home. So it's just documenting the process. And it was one guy that was like, I'm looking, my budget's 1.2 million, can you help me find a home? I was like, bro, is this serious?
I want you to carry on, but carry on. Carry on.
And it's so good because you open up a circle for other people, you know what I mean, to come to you. But go on, 1.2.
So it was like, I got 1.2 million. This is my
cash.
budget.
Sorry, guys.
So it was cash, but it was like, but obviously at that time I was thinking it's a lot, because it is a lot.
Yes, 100%.
Obviously it's a lot. Obviously, when you look in the market and you look at homes at 1.2 million, especially in London, you're like, okay, it doesn't get you much.
Of course.
So when he said it, I was like, okay, is this real? I remember telling my missus, like, somebody actually DM'd asking for a home. So I went to look for all these deals. I contacted all these agents and said, all right, cool, what properties? And then I was speaking to agents and they were like, but where's the lead from? I was like, oh, it's from Instagram. Like, okay, we'll send you some deals. They didn't send me anything. So I found some on-market stuff, sent it to him, but obviously he'd seen all the on-market stuff. So it was a bit of a waste of time for myself and for him. But then I realised that, you know what, there's clearly some transactional value here if people are seeing that they can come to me and ask if I can help them find a home.
100%.
Which is basically property sourcing.
Yes, yeah.
So when I started posting more homes that were on the market saying, oh, this home is for sale, or a home that was sold, then people would ask me, so is this home for sale? Or an agent will come to me and say, can I advertise my new listing? Wow. A developer will say, can you help me find clients that are looking to do private client build their home? So it basically became a lead generation platform for people in the property business.
There you go.
So we were making money through ads, through referrals, and that was from July 2020. And then the first buyer that kind of like confused me a little bit was August, September. Somebody came and said, look, I've made a lot of money through PPE, and it was a good amount of money, but I got £5 million cash. I want to buy a home. Then I want to spend £8 million on a home for my brother, and then I got £1 million budget for another family member.
Wow.
So obviously at that point, that's what I was saying. It was a bit like, wow, whoa, this is a bit much. So that's when I made sure that, okay, fine. Essentially, I'm property sourcing, so we need to make sure we got all the right things in place.
Of course.
So insurances, you got AML, all of that. I got everything. So I made him send me proof of funds, send me a bank statement, showing all the funds, etc., where the funds came from.
Yep.
And then I could go to developers and say, look, I've got this person.
Yep.
And then one developer I went to, he was like, look, tell me, like, what's going on? You got this through Instagram? Are you sure? Like, tell me the truth. Like,
You were the first doing this, like
in that space.
It's crazy how you've created your own angle to that. I mean, I love your honesty in the sense where you didn't plan to do this,
That's
but
all.
you know, for you to be able to connect with people on that kind of, you know, with that kind of money through an Instagram, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, were they shocked to see your face as well? Like, you know,
So that's why I didn't put my face out at the beginning.
Of course, yeah.
Now, obviously, there's obvious things, but then there's other factors you take into consideration, like age. So I'm young, really and truly. This young black boy, is he really gonna know where the £1 million homes are, or the right £1 million homes, or has he got the right connections? Like, is he? So
was that ever a conversation with any of the clients or
no?
No,
Because at the point that they've met me, it's like they might go, but they've already spoken to me long enough to know I know what I'm talking
about. And at the end of the day, with property, if you're giving value,
you give value.
You're giving the service that they need. They don't care.
Exactly. So that's why I provided the value first before they saw me. So then at that point, it's like if you then turn around and say you don't want to deal with me, then you're an idiot. In my head, they don't make no sense.
Simple.
So, but that ties into my experience with financial services and property before, and property sourcing, and being in property and knowing where the deals are, etc. So
with them, did you end up finding them a deal? Or what was it?
So we found we found a £5 million. It was a £5.5 million home. That one fell through on the day of exchange.
Damn.
Crazy.
Through there was multiple things that went wrong in that deal. But
how long do these processes last as well? Because they're cash buyers. Does it still last a long time?
It still takes time. His one was a bit different because there was an issue around source of wealth. Okay. So that was a thing that delayed it. But really and truly, the same thing in a £1 million plus transaction was or in a 50k. It's similar process.
Okay.
Similar process.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
there's not that much difference.
Commission. I mean, but commission on that. I mean, those the kind of. Did it end up selling, by the way?
No, that one didn't end up going through. Obviously, that one was painful because it was a £5.5 million deal. But the agents are getting like 1%, 1.5% on those kind of deals. Okay. So obviously that would have been that would have been my first deal. Yeah. But then that just made me. Why I was silly on that deal is because I was really excited about making sure that goes through. So I was like, look, we'll make sure it goes through. What I should have done is remarket the property and just go and find somebody else. But I was too eager. Too eager. Like I was saying to him, we're going to make it happen. And he's, we're going to buy other properties. But to be fair, he just wasted my time, if I'm being honest. But then I learned from that. And we just kept it going like that. So we were partnering up with estate agents. They had a listing. We'll do an exclusive market, and then we'll sell the home through social media, and then we'll take a commission split. Or somebody would want to do an advert, then we'll do adverts. Or short stays. We made a good amount of money through short stays. So if somebody wants to rent one of these homes for a week, then you have a relationship with either an owner or management company, and then we would do a lead through that. So really, it was just lead generation through for property.
What was the most lucrative, I guess, angle stream?
So the biggest home we sold was a £5 million home in West Midlands.
Whereabouts?
In Sutton Coldfield.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money. There's a lot of big houses.
Coldfield is like a booming area.
Yeah. So like Sutton Coldfield, Solihull, those are like
obviously
areas. So we sold a home via Instagram, same concept. So we went up, we shot video. The agent. So a lot of those agents in home counties or like in the regions, so the way that they operate is they know all the local people, all the local families, the people with money. So they would go out to them if a home's going, like it's about to go on the market, they'll go out to them first. But in areas like Sutton Coldfield, there's not that many families that have money. So the agent, unless they put it on Rightmove, the agent's not necessarily going to have that reach. So
their value is added in,
exactly. So she came to me and said, look, we want to do an exclusive thing with you. You put it on your socials. If you sell, then we'll do a commission split. So we did a fee split on that deal. But we put it on Instagram. It went, first day we put it out, we had 7 viewings booked. The first person that contacted me went and saw it, I think, in 2 days. He agreed to sell that day. He bought it cash.
Just like that.
I think
sold. There's money out there.
There's money out there.
There's money out there.
He bought it cash. He was a young guy as well. I think he might have been in the 30s or 40s, early 40s. He sold his company, made a good amount of money.
Yeah.
He was looking for his dream home. So he went in, he saw that home, he bought everything, took the furniture, literally.
Wow.
He took
Yeah.
everything as is. So that was the most, I'll say, lucrative.
Yeah, that was a question I was gonna ask. Like, because it's Instagram, do you tend to see that a lot of your clients that come to buy properties are more from a younger, like,
Good question.
younger background, or is it? Do you
Yeah.
attract all ages, or what do
So
you tend to see?
40s, 50s
Yeah.
is like late 30s to early
Very
50s.
interesting.
But it's a lot of the times it was kids as well. So the kids they would know that their parents are looking for a home. So they'll say, "Oh, like, mum, dad, have you seen this property?" And then they'll show them my Instagram.
Yeah.
So we had a few viewings like that.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
yeah, but I would say it's more it's not necessarily the age, it's the style of the home. So with like, I like modern homes.
Yeah.
So really and truly, it was a page full of homes that I liked. That's basically what it was. And they were more modern homes.
Yeah.
So if you like modern homes, similar to how the homes are in like Dubai or whatever it is, then you would like my page.
Yeah.
And that was the main thing.
And have you leveraged the following you have on Instagram to go to other platforms, or what's your strategy with that? Is it sort of like just kill it on Instagram, or are you thinking, like,
So
based on my clientele, I can go to another platform?
So we can do TikTok, we can do YouTube,
Yeah.
but it was more like so I have a problem of focusing on way too many things, yeah. Like,
I think we all do, bro.
and I know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I like focus too much on the TikTok, focus too much on YouTube,
Yeah.
then I just know that it's not going to be done properly,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Instagram is going to get left.
Yeah.
So Instagram worked for us, and there was a transactional value to it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that was the main thing. The money it comes, it was coming through Instagram.
Yeah.
So now it's more about like, now I've got a team in place. So now we're actually building out the YouTube and building out the TikTok.
Okay.
So all the other channels to make sure that we're doing it properly.
Because that was our next question, like, because we haven't got a lot of time, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to know, like, obviously Instagram now for you is like a cash cow in the sense that you can get money from actually selling, you can get money from advertising and all sorts. So it's like, what's the vision for that going forward now?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we just want to go on like some practical steps that, you know, you can tell your younger self, okay, you're starting from fresh. Practical steps on how to maybe build this following, or how to just get started, maybe doing the same thing. And
Yeah.
then we'll go from there. So yeah.
So in terms of the vision, with £1 Million Homes, because it's a lead generation platform, I realized that we don't control the customer journey. We just basically, somebody contacts us and then we pass on the lead. But in terms of that process of even like the person that comes through, knowing what service they need, or even upselling other services. So somebody might come through and, like I said, say their budget's £3 million.
Yeah.
I want to buy a home. But is your budget really £3 million? Is it £4 million? Or is it £2 million? Do you need a mortgage? Do you not need a mortgage? And what type of mortgage are you going to need? Or do you need to do work? Do you need to do renovations? Can you actually buy a plot of land, get land with planning, and then build your home? So what I realized is that I can speak to everyone, but it doesn't make sense at a certain point. So I wanted to build a platform that would personalize that journey, so that at least they would be able to figure out, okay, what stage they're at and what they can do, and here's all the additional options.
Almost like a platform version of like a type form that qualifies you into certain different
So
brackets.
I would say like a more personalized Rightmove or Zoopla.
Oh, okay, got
So that
like
was
that.
the tech element that we were introducing to £1 Million Homes. That kind of thing is essentially a portal marketplace, however you want to position it.
Got you.
And that's where we raise investment in order to actually build that platform and move to that next stage. So when we were doing that, we were going out to different agents, different developers, and they were like, look, we like your platform, but show us that social media stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. We can tie both of them into it. So now what we're doing, I split it slightly. So we got £1 Million Homes, we've got MPH Social. And MPH Social is a social media marketing agency. So basically, we build up the channels for other agents, other developers, other people in property businesses. And we've been doing that for the last 3 months. And that has been a great experience. And now we can tie in the tech element to that experience, to MPH Social.
Amazing.
Wow.
So we're growing both of them basically at this moment in time.
That's a fantastic. I want to get to that last question.
Yeah.